The world of international diplomacy, a stage where leaders flex their muscles, issue grand ultimatums, and engage in a high-stakes game of geopolitical chess. Recently, Russian officials have been at the forefront, issuing demands to NATO and Ukraine, all while peace talks kick off in Saudi Arabia. It's a spectacle that would make even the most seasoned political analyst raise an eyebrow. So, what's really going on behind these bold proclamations? Let's dive into the theatrics and realities of Russia's latest maneuvers. Russia's recent ultimatums are more than just political posturing. They're strategic moves designed to reshape the balance of power in Eastern Europe. By issuing demands to NATO and Ukraine, Russia aims to assert its influence and secure its interests in the region. One of the primary demands is for NATO to halt its eastward expansion. Russian officials argue that NATO's presence near their borders poses a direct threat to national security. This demand isn't new. It's a recurring theme in Russia's foreign policy. However, the intensity and timing of the current ultimatum suggest a heightened sense of urgency from Moscow. In addition to pressuring NATO, Russia has set forth conditions for Ukraine. These include recognizing the annexation of Crimea and granting autonomy to certain regions in eastern Ukraine. By pushing for these concessions, Russia seeks to legitimize its previous actions and establish a sphere of influence over its neighbor. The choice of Saudi Arabia as the venue for peace talks is also strategic. By engaging in discussions on neutral ground, Russia aims to project an image of a willing negotiator, open to dialogue and resolution. This move could be seen as an attempt to counteract the narrative of Russian aggression and present themselves as a rational actor on the world stage. Moreover, these ultimatums serve a domestic purpose. By taking a firm stance against NATO and Ukraine, Russian leadership can rally nationalistic sentiments at home, diverting attention from internal issues and consolidating support. While Russia's ultimatums may appear as assertive strategies, they are fraught with contradictions and potential pitfalls that undermine their legitimacy and effectiveness. Firstly, the demand for NATO to cease its eastward expansion overlooks the sovereignty of nations seeking membership. Countries like Ukraine have the right to pursue alliances that align with their security interests. Russia's insistence on dictating these choices not only infringes upon these nations' autonomy, but also contradicts international norms of self-determination. Regarding the conditions imposed on Ukraine, expecting recognition of Crimea's annexation and autonomy for eastern regions ignores the complex realities on the ground. These demands dismiss the will of the Ukrainian people and the principles of territorial integrity upheld by international law. Such ultimatums are unlikely to lead to a sustainable peace and may instead entrench divisions further. The selection of Saudi Arabia for peace talks, while seemingly neutral, raises questions about the inclusivity and transparency of the negotiation process. Excluding key stakeholders or conducting discussions in a manner that lacks openness can lead to agreements that lack legitimacy and are difficult to implement. Domestically, while a hardline stance may bolster nationalistic fervor, it risks isolating Russia on the international stage. Alienating potential partners and escalating tensions with neighboring countries can have long-term economic and political repercussions that outweigh short-term domestic gains. In summary, Russia's recent ultimatums to NATO and Ukraine are multifaceted actions with both strategic intentions and inherent contradictions. On one hand, these demands aim to reassert Russia's influence, address security concerns, and strengthen domestic unity. On the other hand, they challenge international norms, potentially infringe upon the sovereignty of neighboring nations, and risk further isolation in the global arena. The unfolding situation serves as a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in international relations, where actions driven by national interests can have far-reaching and often unintended consequences. As the world watches, the outcomes of these ultimatums and the accompanying peace talks will undoubtedly shape the geopolitical landscape for years to come. Please. Thank you. Thanks for watching.